Hello, I'm Graciela. Today I'd like to tell you about my daily routines during pandemic. Quarantine has been difficult for me to do everything, to go anywhere, etc. Most of us stayed at home and went nowhere during pandemic. Everything became difficult to do. Before quarantine, I had to prepare to go to campus 1 hour or 2 hours before class started. Sometimes I didn't have a breakfast. I went to campus with motorcycle. What was suck is I had to carry lots of book in my bag. It was heavy. I like to go home late too because I joined student activity. I always go home at 10 p.m. and it was tiring. But for me, this quarantine has lots of good impact too. I don't have to wake up early to go to campus. I can wake up 5 minutes before class and turn on my laptop or phone to join class. I can eat my breakfast during class too. Exams are easier to do. And well, one of benefit I get during pandemic is I lost my weight. It is unbelievable. I go to gym every day and I have boxing class. I'm on my diet program during pandemic because I think quarantine doesn't take much of my energy unlike before. I have more flexible time for myself, building my body, losing weight, and resting. Although it was tiring and boring, only can enjoy these quarantine days. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ray, and I'm here to tell you about my daily routines. So, ever since the pandemic hit us and we're forced to do quarantine, it has changed my daily routines, and I'm pretty sure it has affected all of us in many ways, shape, or form, for positive and for bad. And ever since quarantine, my daily routine changes drastically, I'd say. See, before quarantine, my daily routine would consist of waking up in the morning, basically, usually at 7, and then going to the shower and having breakfast, and then going to college. And then after college, well, depending on what time I finish, I would usually go to the supermarket to buy daily ingredients because I don't live with my parents anymore. And then after going to the supermarket, I would usually visit my parents' house, since it's quite close, to also visit my brothers and my sister, my siblings basically. And after that, I would go home and then do schoolwork and cook, or depending on what I buy, or sometimes I buy food, and then I would usually go to sleep. And then that's my daily routine, and it will repeat the next day. But nowadays, ever since quarantine happened, my daily routine changed drastically. Since we're forced to quarantine, I don't go out. I usually just stay at home, and usually I go to the supermarket once a week instead of like every day when I usually buy the daily things I need. Nowadays I would usually just wake up 5 minutes before class, and then I would just start the class. I don't have to shower, I don't have to eat breakfast or anything. And sometimes, since the class is usually in Zoom, or usually without my face, just the voice, I can usually eat during classes as well. And then after that, I would just spend the whole day not really doing anything. Nowadays I would exercise or read books or learn to play a new musical instrument, since back then I didn't have that much time for me to do those things. But now, since I have more time, I have more free time, essentially, I get to exercise and practice my guitar skills and also play more games. But the bad thing in my opinion, about this is that we don't get to socialize as much as when we are not in quarantine. So yeah, so that is my daily routine. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Marcel, and I'm gonna tell you what's the difference of my activities between before and after quarantine. To be honest, I prefer quarantine because it's more flexible for me. For example, I can wake up later than before quarantine because I need to go to campus, facing any traffic jams, and etc. In quarantine, I also can be more proactive, like to learn something new, doing workout, and etc. Quarantine also saved me more money. For example, before quarantine, I have to buy food and drinks, also buy fuel. During quarantine, I also can attend classes while eating if the lecturer doesn't need to turn on my camera. The disadvantage during quarantine, I think, I became more lazy sometimes. Many assignments than before. Sometimes got bored too because I couldn't socialize with my friends. Sometimes I'm awkward because I had to turn on my camera and I had connection problem too sometimes. The best thing that I like doing quarantine is I moved to Lembang to live. And I like it because I can be more relaxed because it's far from the hustle and bustle of the city and I can get fresh air every morning. That's all. Thank you.